So Cyclone Ragnarok, which I unboxed yesterday, wasn't the only DB Blade that I just got now. I also got the B185 Vanish Fafnir Tapered Kick 3, a left rotating stamina type from the Burst system and DB system, of course from Takara Tomy, and also is the first blade to come with a new gear piece for Belial known as the F gear, so it can help it evolve by adding rubber blades to improve its attack power and give it some spin stealing capabilities. Of course, we got our boy Free, one of my favorite characters from Beyblade Burst. Here we got the back right here. See, it can like spin, obviously spin stealing capabilities against Death Scyther. The new gear for Belial. And as for the parts, we got the Fafnir Core, the Vanish Ring, which is almost entirely made of rubber, the 3 armor, the tapered disc, and the kick driver. Alright, so let's get this unboxing started. So before we cover the new Vanish Fafnir, I want to discuss the F gear first. So color scheme wise, it's pretty much exactly like Fafnir. It is gold with 3 blue rubber points. If you look closely, the rubber is detailed to look like a dragon head. There we go. You can see it, the eye and like the teeth. Pretty cool. And these rubber points do go on the Dynamite blade. And the actual rubber parts, as you can see, there's like notches there that fit into these holes. And the actual rubber components of the F gear go at the very edge of the Dynamite blade's wings. So there's like a little bit of a rubber piece in between like each gap now. So this does increase Belial's attack power since, you know, it's gripping onto the opposing bay, adding more friction to increase damage. But at the same time, I guess the left rotating bay like new Vanish Fafnir. Please focus camera. There we go. I guess the left rotating bay like Vanish Fafnir, it can be used for spin stealing. And this can also be used in Belial's low mode as well, which is good. I mean, it makes sense since it's an armor, not an armor, a blade piece. And yes, I do have the actual anime accurate version of Belial because the one I got from the set, the Adventure Driver did break a little bit, so as a result, it does not properly fit onto the bay anymore, so I had to get a new one. But yeah, so this is the first gear piece for Belial, the F gear. So the first part of the new Vanish Fafnir, of course, is the Fafnir Core. We got the golden dragon, very nice design as we see here. This green edge of the core itself with this little claw details here and here. Pretty cool. Even got this green gem that's holding with one of its claws and nice flaming stickers and a blue jaw. As for the teeth are pretty much exactly like Belial's, so this is just a left rotating version of the Belial core. So here is the Vanish Blade, which probably, in my opinion, is one of the coolest blades in this system. First off, it's entirely made of rubber. Perfect representation of how much Fafnir evolved. It went from having barely any rubber from Drain to being mostly made of rubber with Vanish. The only exception being these 3 plastic dragon heads right there. And then, because of this entirely made of rubber, you can pretty much squeeze it. It's very flexible. Squeeze it, twist it, without worrying about it breaking. And 3 of these rubber points here have holes inside of them. So it's supposed to aid in like shock absorption, which makes it better at spin stealing. But yeah, it's just a perfect representation of how Fafnir evolved throughout the series. And because of how much rubber it has, Vanish Fafnir is going to be a spin stealing god. If you thought Mirage was good at spin stealing or Wizard, get ready for Vanish Fafnir. That's all I gotta say. Now we got the 3 armor. So obviously the weight is distributed between 3 points. So it's really like the Retsu layer weight from GT system. And it's supposed to be good for attack. Honestly, it's kind of weird that they gave this to like Fafnir. Although it does align with like the Fafnir heads on the blade, I guess, so yeah. Or the rubber holes. So of course we're going to put it in high mode first. Because personally, I think high mode just looks worse. I think everyone agrees with that. Boom, here is high mode. As you can see, I have the 3 rubber points. I mean, the 3... Well, they're not really... The 3 blades of the 3 armor kind of aligns with the Fafnir heads. Pretty cool. And of course, we're now putting it in the far superior looking low mode. The disc is tapered. So tapered has a very interesting design. A lot of the metal is sloped downwards, as you can see here. And the bottom of it is pretty smooth, so I suppose it's supposed to be very good for life after death and balance support as a result. It's also a little bit lighter than the other DB discs we have so far. But yeah, that's tapered. So here we have the kick driver. So kick has a very wide cone-shaped tip, as you can see here. And this wide ring around it, that's spring-loaded. This is where the spring gimmick comes in. So it's supposed to have very good balance support, and when it hits the side of the stadium, the spring will cause the plate to push down and sort of kick it back upright. So yeah, it's supposed to be very good balance support, give it nice knock-on resistance and some LED as well, which would be good for spin stealing. I'm not sure how good this driver is competitively, but it's pretty interesting. Glad they didn't just like got lazy and made nothing again or just give it absorb. They kept the spring gimmick from those drivers, but did something new with it as well. Alright, so that is it for this unboxing of the new Vanish Fafnir Tapered Kick. Its spin stealing ability seemed pretty good, although it just drawed against Ragnarok and Belial. To be fair though, those bases have good LED, and Belial did have its F-Gear attachment. It put up a good fight against Mirage Fafnir, and destroyed Rage Luminous. High mode definitely has better attack, and that's partially because it's very unbalanced. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time, and see you next time for more Beyblade Burst unboxings.